Hey, sexy people. All right, we are doing it. We are back. We are talking, not talking to, she did, but we are listening. Yeah, that's healthier. That's okay. We just listen to the dead here. We don't talk to them. So we're going to hear from Grandma again this week, part 2 of her advice, all about overcoming adversity. Stick around. Welcome back. Tasha Caulfield here, writer, comedian, author of The Care and Feeding of Sex Symbols. Here once again for us smart and sexy, pretty messes to help us feel more loved, secure, and on top of our world. All right, so last week we went over 1 through 5 of these great truths, I like to call them life lessons, that Grandma Zelda, Nana Zelda, left to her grandson, Mark Chernoff, when she was on her deathbed, basically. She got diagnosed with terminal cancer on her 90th birthday, and she just kind of thumbed through her journal and sat with him and highlighted some things. She left him her journal, he shared it with us, and now we all up in her business. No, but now we're all like privy to this information, to this advice. 6 through 10, interestingly enough, are all about overcoming adversity. And who knows more about overcoming adversity than a 90-year-old? She's had her pandemics, she's had her depressions, she's had her wars, she's had her kids, and she's had her summers of dealing with humid hair, like a lot of them. She's had a lot. She's went through it. She's got it down, all right? Way more than we younger people do on YouTube. So let's take a little time again this week. See, 6 through 10, what does Nana say about overcoming adversity? All right. Number 6, the biggest disappointments in life are often the result of misplaced expectations. When we are young, our expectations are few, but as we age, our expectations tend to balloon with each passing year. The key is to understand that tempering unrealistic expectations of how something should be can greatly reduce unnecessary stress and frustration. With a positive attitude and an open mind, we often find that life isn't necessarily any easier or harder than we thought it was going to be. It's just that the easy and the hard aren't always the way we had anticipated and don't always occur when we expect them to. This isn't a bad thing. It makes life interesting if we are willing to see it that way. So this is great. You know, one of my friends, Chris, he says that expectations are only premeditated resentments, and I get that. It reminds you to stay open. You have to remember, in order to do that, you have to remember that life has your back, that it's a friendly place, this universe, and that it is here to support you and help you in your growth and everything like that. If you see it as a hostile place, this is going to be hard. But if you stay open to what comes your way and realize that it's gonna, the whole "what doesn't kill you makes you stronger" thing, the ride will be a lot better. So thanks, Nana. Thank you. All right. Number 7, our character is often most evident at our highs and lows. Be humble at the mountaintops, be strong in the valleys, and be faithful in between. And on particularly hard days, when you feel that you can't endure, remind yourself that your track record for getting through hard days is 100% so far. Basically, you got this. That's all Nana's saying. She just, that's how we talk about it now. You got this, and you only know that you got this because of what you go through. That's how you see what your character is. You see how you act when things are great. You see how you act when things aren't so great. And you see how you act when ain't nothing going on. All right, so I love this because you get to see who you are. Your character is revealed to others, but it's also revealed to yourself. And you could be like, okay, I could do that because, I learned how to navigate that, or I could do, so you got this. Number 8, life changes from moment to moment, and so can you. When hard times hit, there's a tendency to extrapolate and assume the future holds more of the same. For some strange reason, this doesn't happen as much when things are going well. A laugh, a smile, and a warm, fuzzy feeling are fleeting, and we know it. We take the good times at face value in the moment for all they're worth, and then we let them go. But when we are depressed, struggling, or fearful, it is easy to heap on more pain by assuming tomorrow will be exactly like today. This is a cyclical, self-fulfilling prophecy. If you don't allow yourself to move past what happened, what was said, what was felt, you will look at your future through that same dirty lens, and nothing will be able to focus your foggy judgment. You will keep on justifying, reliving, and fueling a perception that is worn out and false. You know, this is great because what I often like to remind people is that when you're depressed or things like that, you don't have access to certain, you know, thoughts or good feelings or whatever. So you just kind of have to keep that in mind that, okay, right now, I know things will be better, that this is just a moment, but things will get better. Like, you just have to know that and not rely so much on your feelings. And then once things do get better, let it go, you know, let go of what happened. Don't carry it with you. Just remember that every moment is a new moment. You know, trouble don't last always, and take everything at face value and just appreciate it and stuff like that. And this is a great segue into our next point. I cheated, I looked, but here it is. Number 9, you can fight and win the battles of today only. No matter what's happening, you can resourcefully fight the battles of just one day. It's only when you add the battles of those 2 mind-bending eternities, yesterday and tomorrow, that life gets overwhelmingly difficult and complicated. So true. This is a reminder to stay present, to stay in this moment. What can I do right now? Don't get caught up in what happened. Don't get caught up in what all you got to do to like make sure things work out a certain way, because you are going to get overwhelmed. It's not going to work out for you. Just focus on, okay, what in this moment can I do? What task can I set myself to right now? Or what new thought can I reach for, or whatever that's going to help me to get where I ultimately want to go. But just what one thing you can get through this day. Like, don't think about everything else. Like, just this one day. Remember, you have a track record of 100% of getting through days. Don't ruin it. All right, number 10. Not being okay all the time is normal. Sometimes not being okay is all we can register inside our tired brains and our aching hearts. This emotion is human, and accepting it can feel like a small weight lifted. Truth be told, it's not okay when someone you care about is no longer living and breathing and giving their amazing gifts to the world. It's not okay when everything falls apart and you're buried deep in the wreckage of the life that you had planned for. It is not okay when your bank account is nearly zero with no clear sign of a promising income opportunity. It is not okay when you are emotionally drained to the point that you can't get yourself up out of bed in the morning. It is not okay when someone you trusted betrays you and breaks your heart. It is not okay when you are engulfed in failure or shame or a grief like you've never known before. Whatever your tough time consists of, sometimes it's just not okay right now. And that realization is more than okay. So I love this one because this is like my life, like, you know, little secret, or I don't even call it a secret to happiness, but it's like my secret to feeling good more times than not. It's just that whenever I'm not in a certain place, I just let it pass. I just feel it. I allow myself to feel it. You know, I don't spiritualize it. I don't intellectualize it. I don't do all that. It's just going to take you a lot longer to, because those feelings are there and they need to be felt, because they're there to transform you and grow you and heal you and everything like that. But they want to be felt. You're human. And when you allow yourself to feel things, there's also a love in that, you know, because you're accepting the whole of who you are, all of yourself, these myriad of emotions that you're capable of. So it's a huge deal. You know, it's you remembering, of course, that trouble don't last always. Trouble don't last always. And it's a great way to end this video. All right. Like this video, subscribe, notification bell. Next week, I'm going to go over a little bit more advice. I got some other videos for you guys in the meantime. But until then, until I see you, this is Tasha Caulfield saying, stay sexy.